think of that noise whenever I like can't think of something. That's like what fills the hole in my brain. is that noise?
That noise haunts me because it makes me think of the time. Okay, so kind of like how piggybacking off of you getting all those errors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So as a young lad, you get curious on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think we can all agree. So back then, your old boy Jake was thinking about ladies.
Oh.
And specifically Carmen Electra.
Oh.
And I remember printing out a Carmen Electra, like, really, it didn't even print good. It was like all shitty.
You printed it out?
Yeah, and it was just like her in like a wet t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
And I put it under my bed. And my mom found it and was like, what the fuck is this?
It's like a homemade, like, porno magazine. You just, like, I'm picturing, like, you printing out all of these ladies, and then you're, like, stapling them together at, like, 2 in the morning, like, you're waiting for your mom to go to bed, and you, like, steal the stapler from her, like, office. And
that's what you had to do in those days, man. You had to work for your smut.
but you didn't even have to, like, you could have just easily looked at it on the computer. You didn't need to, like, print it out and save it for later. Like, and, like, it's one thing to, like, clear the history, because Lord knows, I was too dumb. I didn't clear the history or anything. Like, so, like, but to print it out, that's so funny.
I'm pretty sure that I ruined our computer, like, by the sites I went on.
Oh, dude.
There was weird shit back then, too, because I think it was, like, the beginning of E-Bomb's world and, like,
well, like,
Faces
Newgrounds
of Death and fucking people getting their heads chopped off. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Well, there was, like, Newgrounds. Newgrounds was, like, oh, man, they used to have, like, porn games. I think they still do. But that shit's crazy, man. Like, I feel like if I ever played one of those, I would get too invested in the story of the game and be like, I can't whack my willy to this. What the? I have to find out what Mario's gonna do when Peach, needs like this vibrator or some shit. I don't know.
Well, and now video games are kind of becoming intertwined with porn. If you think about all the POV stuff they have with like the VR.
Oh, dude, it's wild. It is absolutely ridiculous what people are creating with this. It's like the models and stuff from games are getting so high quality. So when you like rip that from the game, and like if you get like a good animator that's like they like know how to rig stuff, it can get ridiculous. It can get really sick and weird.
Yeah, there's some really weird looking, almost creepily exact dolls too. And like just the weird stuff you can do. And then you get your VR headset, and I'm acting like I'm an expert in this, but I actually just...
Jake, we're experts in everything. Don't sell yourself short.
That's true. Yes. I am an expert in
Overwatch porn.
Overwatch porn. Nerf this.
Nerf this, baby. That's the title of the episode.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So, I was thinking, what kind of games did you play as a kid? Were you ever into, like what was the top game Kenny had to play?
Well, I mean, bringing it full circle, that's Pokemon. I mean, that was, like, my shit. I was into that pretty much as soon as I was born. Let's take a trip back real quick.
Okay.
Very funny story. Not sure if I told you this before, but if I did, I'm telling it for the podcast. When I was, I'll say like 5. I was like 5-ish, because I was born in 96. Pokemon Crystal came out in the year 2000, and I got a Game Boy like around that time. Like I was like 4 or 5. So, and on that Game Boy,
what kind of Game Boy did you get?
I had the color, and it was like the cyan Game Boy color.
Nice.
Everybody had like the purple one or like the orange one. I had the light blue one, and it was dope as hell.
I had
still
the
have
red
it.
one.
The red one? I didn't even know they had a red one.
I'm pretty sure it was red.
That's pretty sweet. I love that. And then, of course, when I got the Game Boy Advance, I had that like see-through purple one.
Oh, nice.
That was like the classic color that everybody got for that one. But I digress. When I had my Game Boy Color, I had Crystal. And I was too young that I didn't know how to read when I was playing it.
Right.
But I still loved the game. Like, I would boot it up, and I would go to Professor Elm, and I would get my starter Pokemon, and I picked Totodile, obviously. He's a fucking alligator baby. Like, who doesn't want to pick that one? And I would make it pretty far. I don't think I ever made it to the first gym of the game. So, like, the first boss battle, I, like, never made it there, which is, like, probably a half hour into playing the game, but I never made it there because, like, I was playing other games, and I would, like, switch games. I had ADD growing up, so I would, like, switch games all the time, and I didn't know that there was a save functionality in the game because I couldn't read. So,
oh my god.
So every time I booted it up, I would start from the beginning of the game. And I didn't know that you could save and come back to it later. So every time I booted up, I was like, all right, I picked Totodile. Maybe I'll try somebody else this time. And like I would choose like, I mean, like I didn't even read them as a kid either. So I would be like, all right, let me pick this cute one that like, he has like closed eyes all the time. Oh, that's cute. He's got fire on his back. Or, oh, let me pick this leaf-headed one. I was like, oh, let me pick this leaf-headed one because, you know, he's stupid. Maybe he'll be a challenge. Maybe he's weak.
Well, the one Pokemon that comes to my mind the most was Squirtle. And it's not because of the games or the cards or anything. It was because, and I'll leave his name out of it because it's embarrassing for him, but in like, I want to say like middle school, we would ride the bus and there was this kid there.
Yeah.
And this proves how mean kids are.
Oh no.
So this person had alopecia, you know, you don't grow hair. So he kind of looked like Squirtle.
No.
And like, so kids would start calling him Squirtle, and he had like this little dip in his mouth, like in his lip, and he would cup water or saliva, and he would like squirt it at people.
Oh, so he like,
weird.
but he like embraced it.
He embraced it.
Oh, so that's
God,
even better though, man. Like people are like, dude, Squirt, like that's his nickname as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
I don't
Squirtle.
feel as bad if he like played into it. I still feel bad because like they made fun of him, right?
Right. I mean, it's a little rough the way it starts, but good old Squirtle, you know, he made it through high school all right.
He probably evolved all the way to Blastoise at that point, making it all the way to high school.
I always wondered what he's doing now. I assume he's just, you know.
You should look him up on Facebook. Hey, Squirts, how you doing?
Yo, what up, Squirts?
I don't know if you should do that. That's really sad that people would like start to make fun of it, but I'm glad that they turned it around, right? So that's good. But, you know, keeping it within Pokemon, and let me bring up, we got a question from our good friend Shadow Satyr. Shout out to Shadow Satyr for posting something on Twitter for us. And he wanted to ask us a question. And he said, so you both claim to be an uncredited expert in all things, ?
Mm-hmm.
What is your ultimate Pokemon team? No legendaries, mega evolutions, Dynamax, etc. Okay? So, Jake, I'll ask you first because I think I have a really good answer. It's really, really long, my answer, because I play competitively too. So I made an actual team. But you go first.
I don't even know what a Pokemon team would be.
Oh, come on now. You gotta know, like, okay, so you know Squirtle, right? Squirtle's pretty good.
Oh, like picking...
Pick 6 Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Pick 6 Pokemon.
Okay, well, I'm definitely picking Squirtle. I mean, that's my homeboy.
Right.
You know, I was always a Charmander kind of guy.
Okay.
So he seems like he'd be cool. You know who I also liked, and I remember watching the movie?
Yeah.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's legendary, though, man. Mewtwo's great. Mewtwo wrecks ass, but he's too strong. Like, he would just annihilate, right?
Yeah, I guess that was
But that
part of
was a
his charm.
dope-ass movie, and if anybody says otherwise, you can go fuck yourself.
And then I also think that Mudkip.
Oh.
Do you remember Mudkip?
Of course I remember Mudkip. Dude, you're asking the Pokemaster if he remembers Mudkip?
I feel like there was a point in our conversation where I told you about a friend I had that was obsessed with Mudkip.
Oh,
and
yeah?
he thought it was the funniest thing to, like, replace words with Mudkip.
That sounds like such like a middle school XD roar type character would do. And like, oh yeah, I grew up playing Ruby and Sapphire and I picked Mudkip. LOL, yuck, yuck. Like, I don't know.
This is true. That's true. Man, how many do I got? 2 more?
Well, I mean, okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're not as attuned to Pokemon as I am. So
I'm sorry, Satyr.
It's okay. But, you know, he's still an expert. He picked Mewtwo. I mean, anybody in their right goddamn mind would pick Mewtwo if legendaries were allowed. So, yeah.
Hey, give me some credit that I knew what Mewtwo was.
Exactly. We're
and
giving
a
him the
Mudkip.
credit. Yeah. Mudkip comes a little later, too. So I'm impressed by that, for sure.
Jigglypuff.
Okay. Jigglypuff?
Okay. Wait, is that what its name is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember a song. Wasn't there a song that would be like, Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. See? I'm remembering some stuff now.
Yeah. I don't know if it was in that deep a voice, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I can do it in my baby voice.
Go ahead. We're ready.
Jigglypuff,
That was pretty good. That I was like, wow, am I in the Kanto region right now?
The lollipop.
Yeah, the lollipop Jigglypuff.
Yeah, that's how you get Jigglypuff. Eat too many lollipops.
Is that your team then? Did we round it out?
I think so.
Hold on. No, hold on. Let's double check. We have Squirtle.
Okay. Squirts.
We have Charmander.
We
have Mewtwo. We have Mudkip. And we have Jigglypuff. We need one more.
Okay, one more. Let me think here. I'm indexing my Pokemon brain knowledge because I'm so smart in the category.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I was gonna say something super basic.
Don't say Pikachu.
No. Who would say Pikachu?
I don't know. I mean, he's good.
What about Weedle?
Weedle.
I'm going Weedle.
420 Weedle.
Weedle. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, Weedle.
Weedle's a good one. I always
Dude,
liked his big
wasn't he
nose.
pretty much like... He looked like a centipede, didn't he? With like horns on his head or something?
Well, yeah, he's like one of those like poisonous type of worms. But, fun fact, Weedle was my first ever shiny Pokemon that I ever caught.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Didn't know what a shiny Pokemon was at the time. Just thought he was cool. because he had a blue